Last night I pointed my telescope at a nebula that looks larger than a moon in the sky, and the interesting part of this imaging session was that the whole process went automatically while I was asleep. Hi everyone, my name is George, and in this video I will show you how you can plan your imaging session that will launch automatically at the time that you want it to. Well, ideally when we image deep sky objects, we want to shoot from the beginning until the end of the night. But sometimes we, astrophotographers, face different issues such as clouds that, for example, I'm dealing with tonight. And sometimes, we have these situations when there are clouds until like 1, 2, 3 in the morning. And of course, most of us, we're not going to stay up until that time in order to wait until the right moment when we can launch the imaging session. So luckily there are different imaging sequence software that we as photographers use in order to automate our imaging sessions. And I personally prefer the app that's called N.I.N.A, and I'm sure a lot of you guys know about this app. So basically in N.I.N.A there is a sequencer that you can use to plan all the aspects of the imaging session, and there are two types of sequencer in the N.I.N.A. The first one called Legacy Sequencer, which is a basic version that cover all the basic needs for planning and running imaging sequence. And there is also Advanced Sequencer that has many more features, and you can set up your imaging session more precisely. Although I've been using N.I.N.A for more than a year now, to be honest, I didn't really get into Advanced Sequencer yet, and during all this time I've been using the Legacy Sequencer. One day I might go into Advanced Sequencer, but in this video I will cover, guys, the Legacy Sequencer, some basic aspects of setting up the imaging session through the Legacy Sequencer, and what's most important I think for this video is how you can schedule the beginning of the imaging sequence. And let's actually look at the N.I.N.A's interface, and I will prepare the Legacy Sequencer for the upcoming imaging session. Okay, right now you're looking at the N.I.N.A software, and in particular there is a Legacy Sequencer on the screen right now. So the top left corner here is a list of targets that I've been working on. This one is the Triangle Galaxy M33 that I started working on it like August, so it's been more than 2 months already. And I'm not gonna shoot this target tonight. I only got here LBN 863, which is the lowest nebula. So basically it is a hydrogen emission nebula that lies approximately 3000 light years away from us in the constellation Orion. And as I said at the beginning of this video, this nebula appears larger than the moon in the sky, and on the screen you can see the difference in the angular size between the moon and this nebula. So far I've collected like almost 7 hours of exposure time. Whatever I will get later on tonight, I will add to the data that I have at this point, and this image will be the real image for this video, guys. This field is delay start. So right now it's almost midnight, and the forecast says that by 1 a.m, but I think maybe 1:30 in the morning, that they will be clear, which means that I potentially can start imaging. So it's almost midnight, and let's say I will start shooting at 1:30 in the morning, which is in an hour and 30 minutes right after this moment. So what I gotta do is to set up the delay, which is 5400 seconds. It is an hour and a half. As I said, I picked LBN 863 target as my target of interest for tonight. My telescope will slip to the target, center this target at the same field of view as it did these 3 previous sessions, and PhD2 app will start guiding on the stars that will be in the guide camera field of view. So here we have autofocus parameters, and basically I always autofocus the telescope at the beginning of the imaging session, and also I do refocus the telescope every hour. Let's say I will start shooting at 1:30, and I will approximately be shooting until like maybe 6:30 in the morning, which possibly can give me 5 hours worth of exposure time. That will be great. And 5 hours of exposure time, it's 60 frames, but I also have the meridian flip over there that might take a pause for like 20 to 25 minutes. But the thing is, I think I will end up with imaging for 4.5 hours for sure, and there will be something approximately like 54-55 frames. That will be fine. So I just created a copy of the imaging sequence from the previous night. So here is the plan. I capture 55 frames. Each exposure is 5 minutes. It is a light frame. I will be capturing using SV220 dual narrowband filter, binning 1 by 1. I will be dithering every 5 frames. Gain for the camera is 100, offset is 50. Alright, so here everything looks good at the moment. So let's start auto sequence. Okay, and here we can I can show you like a single exposure of the lower nebula that I captured on my previous imaging night. So yep, as you can see, this image has lots of details. There is a nebula itself. The stars look pretty sharp, and I'm pretty happy with the results that I got, considering that I was capturing under 90% illuminated moon. And by the way, tonight the telescope will be imaging under the almost full moon, which is really bright and creates a lot of natural light pollution. But since I'm imaging with a dual narrowband filter, I hope to get some good results. So the camera is already cooled to -5 degrees Celsius. I also want to open the flat panel so that the telescope can actually image. Let's look at PHD2. It's taking 2-second exposures in loop mode, and there is nothing on the screen because I have clouds right now if we look at the camera. So yep, as you can see, there are lots of clouds, and I really hope that in an hour and 30 minutes it will clear up. But yeah, the only thing I want to point out is that this one is the basic legacy sequencer in the N.I.N.A, and also N.I.N.A has the advanced sequencer where you can plan all the steps of your imaging session, and you can program the beginning of imaging session, like opening up the flat panel, cooling down camera, setting up the track and rate, pointing the telescope to specific targets, starting guiding, imaging, checking if telescope is still pointing to the same target. It's all possible through the advanced sequencer. One day I really hope that I will step into advanced sequencer and will plan my sessions much better, because although the imaging session is automated, there are still few steps that I do manually, like cooling down camera, opening the flat panel. Alright guys, so I will leave you at the moment, and I'll come back in the morning where we're gonna look at the results of the imaging session. If I have 55 frames, that would be really great, but I'm hoping to get at least few hours of exposure time that I will add to my final image. Okay, and if you're watching this video right now, that means that the imaging session went well, and I really hope that you enjoyed watching this video, and if you did, please hit the like button, consider leaving a supportive comment in the comment section down below. If you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing to the channel as well. At the end, I will show you the final image of the lower nebula that I have. Really hope to see you in the future videos, guys, and until next time.